Hello everybody, Matt back here again, and as you can see by this live stream thing we're doing here, we are live. Now I'm not really going to be waiting for anyone to show up here because we don't have any guests, but if you want to see this archived on the channel later, then you can definitely go check that out on my channel. Now, so what we're going to be doing today, first off explaining why Mastercast hasn't been available for the past couple of days, I guess, or a couple of weeks, and then going into some tech talk about CES 2019, what they had to offer, as well as possibly playing an Anthem demo. So, without further ado, let's get started. So pretty much the reason there wasn't a Mastercast last week or the week before is because a lot of busy things have been happening with midterms were a thing, as well as just a bunch of other things, projects. So the week before midterms, when the first Mastercast after the one we last did was supposed to go up, there's a bunch of problems with projects and stuff having to get done at the end that everyone kind of piled on from like all the classes. So luckily that's not a problem anymore, and we won't have to deal with that issue. Yeah, and then there was midterms, and the week after it was just busy. So robotics and stuff getting in the way of that, but it's okay. So now we're doing a Mastercast here. We'll probably do a couple other things as well. And as you can see by the agenda, first thing we're going to be talking about is the CES 2019. So we're going, anyone watching? One person is watching. Oh, that's cool. That's good. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. CES 2019. So a couple things that happened at CES 2019 that I think you guys should be aware of. Wait, let's see. Is it actually picking up? If I go here, it picks up my voice still, right? Test, test, test. Yes, it does. Okay. So a couple things we should be aware of at CES 2019. First off, LG released a foldable OLED TV. So this foldable OLED TV currently, as you can see, is around $3,000. So, you know, pretty expensive, and pretty much it's going to effectively be like a movie theater in a way. So you have this box at the bottom here that's going to come with the TV, and it holds the coil, I guess if you want to call it, a coil of a box, or of the TV. And pretty much it'll go up when you press the button, it'll go up, as you can see right here, and then when you press it down, it'll go down again, and it'll have it flush with the bottom part of it. So pretty much the benefit of this is so that you don't have to have a TV, and it doesn't have to be connected to a stand, and it's pretty interesting. I think it's only available right now, as you can see them talking about the stand and stuff. It's available between OLED only, so OLED is pretty much a pixel measurement, if you will, on screens that's available to be rollable. So as you can see from what they're doing, if this was an LCD screen or what standard phones used to be made of, it would crack and break pretty easily. So OLEDs are very rollable, and they're very malleable, and they can be moved easily. So what they're also showing is the ability to have it half up or half down, and be able to show things like Siri and the time and stuff from that without like interrupting anything. So you can't watch TV, but you can have like certain controls and stuff. And then yeah, so I think that's pretty good. They're talking about it. It doesn't have a lot of dislikes. The only problem that we don't know currently is the price and when it's going to be released. So CES 2019, usually their things don't end up going out for like a while, 1 to 2 years. LG says they want their rollable TV out this year, and I do think they could probably get it out. I don't know who's going to pay like $3,000 for it, but you know, maybe. So yeah, we'll see, I guess, how long that takes. They originally released it in like 2017 as a prototype, but now it's actually like officially, like you could almost buy it soon. So we'll see how that goes in terms of, you know, fun TV things. So next thing we want to talk about on the agenda is foldable phones. So if you don't know the Royal FlexPi, CES 2019 Royal FlexPi, and it pretty much is a phone. As you can see, it's not $2,400, don't worry, it's like $1,300, but it's a foldable smartphone that bends at the back, as you're going to see here, and it's able to go into two halves, the first half and the back half, and you're able to fold it, and it's able to do different applications for the different sides. So this is their whole marketing speech campaign. Looks very Apple with the buy buttons and stuff. Products, they have this thing, they have the Flexible Plus, and then they have like two other things that didn't really. So they're a new company, Razer, a new company, and so the first thing is the FlexPi, obviously, but pretty much, yeah, it's like a weird tablet type of thing. They're calling it phone. I don't know how many people are going to say that this like 7-inch tablet thing is supposed to be a phone, but as you can see, it has their special Android that's like kind of working, and it's supposed to slide, or like water, it's supposed to Water OS flow with the technology that they have with bending in the bag, and it's supposed to be able to easily flow from one application to the other. but people were saying that it doesn't really work from their full display or whatever. It doesn't really work that well, and it's glitchy and doesn't always like function as it should. During the original CES sort of unboxing or whatever, they didn't seem to have very good showings of it. It didn't seem to have very good reception at the time, at least, because it was very glitchy, and then they showed off at CES 2019 and it didn't really fix it. But hey, at least it's now available. So if you want to pick up, a Flex Pi from this random Chinese company for $1,300 that folds in half, you can definitely do that. No one's saying you don't need to. Smartphone plus tablet, and they'll probably have an animation at some point. It's ultra thin. It's supposed to be using some interesting things. It's like a computer, kind of. It has very fast internals, so that's not a problem. This is the back of the device, by the way. It's kind of interesting. I mean, I don't not like this weird accordion style. It just doesn't seem like something you'd want to actually put in your pocket. It doesn't seem like a phone that really people want, at least for now. It's definitely a first type prototype, and I think with more innovation it could be something. But I mean, I don't know who really wants a foldable phone at this point. I think we're just trying to figure out ways to increase the accessibility and differentiation of certain phones. Because like the camera is also on the side, and so if you're trying to take a picture or whatever, you're going to have to hold it landscape, and it's going to look kind of weird. A couple other things. So this is the whole two-screen design. Xiaomi has a different kind of thing that we might look at in a moment, but the real interesting part, I feel, with this one is that it doesn't, the way the fold works, it doesn't actually, the applications don't cover that part, so it's not really feeling like it's folding. So if you see these things cover up to, is my mouse cursor being, yeah, it is, okay. These things cover most of the screen, and then the rest of the screen here is taken up by the image in the background or whatever. I wonder how that will affect with different images, but I'd like it to have a curve around to be able to design apps and to be able to just, instead of being plastered on or photoshopped on, it looks kind of weird having to be able to curve around the edge and be a little bit more seamless than what it currently is. So this thing here where it's kind of edged around, they probably have specific apps and stuff that they have, but any third-party apps probably aren't nearly as optimized for it, and so this kind of archiving effect will happen as well. So we'll see how that turns out. They're also saying you can do phone calls. So this is a 7-inch tablet, so pretty big, and so you're gonna hold it up to your face, and then you're going to attempt to do phone calls with it. I wonder, that's going to go pretty well. So that's going to be interesting, at least to see how that works relative to everything else. So that's the foldable phone, the flexible stuff. A couple more things. LG released new washers, new dryers. No one really cares about that. A couple more interesting things. Razer actually has some interesting products. So Razer is the gaming peripheral kind of company, and they released some interesting tech. So first off, they released a couple of new mouse pads, a headset, which we're going to talk about, as well as a monitor. So the monitor, we can find it here. This thing. So the Razer Raptor is what it's called. It actually looks pretty clean, but it's pretty much a 27 or 32 inch Razer Chroma, so a bunch of RGB lighting at the back of it, 2K or 4K, 144 if it's 2K, 60 if it's 4K hertz monitor that has a couple cords in the back for cable management, which is actually quite a smart idea, and it just looks really nice overall. This is probably photoshopped in. I don't think the bezels are going to be that thin, but regardless, it does look like a nice device. The only problem with this device here is if you go and try to buy it or learn more about it, the retail price for this thing is going to be wow, that is really green. The retail price is going to be $700 or something, and that's a little expensive for a monitor. I'm not sure how much benefit people are going to get out of a monitor that's that size, but hey, at least it's another thing for people to waste money on. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad display. Yeah, there we go. It's 27-inch IPS. IPS is pretty much something. It's better than LCD, and it's usually high resolution, so 2K or 4K. And it's better viewing angles, so similar to OLED versus LCD. Gives you better viewing angles of a device, so you can turn it to the side and be able to see colors and stuff more accurately. P3 color gamut, so that's pretty much the spectrum of colors that you can see. around it, and the colors are very accurate. So if you go to like a color sensor and you try to find like the average color accuracy rating in a monitor, it's like 95%, I think, or something. And that's not one in a monitor. We'll just do that. Yeah, I think it's like 95. You want 95. You don't want anything like too low, like 72 or something, because you want the colors to be accurate if you're doing any like color accurate work or photo editing or video editing or anything like that. And so you're going to want that to be good. Another thing Razer released is their headphones. That's pretty interesting. It's a vibration headphone, so the Nari Ultimate here. That looks ridiculous, but wireless gaming headsets with Razer Chrome. So these are like units. These are like really big, like circles, pretty much, as you can see. And they just look ridiculous, but they're pretty much going to have vibration motors in them. They're supposed to react your head to whatever you're looking at. These are the wireless ones, and so if you hit learn more, they're supposed to be using special bass boosted vibration motors in your games and stuff to react with it. So you put them on, and then they'll, depending on what's happening in the game, like Overwatch or something, and they're $200. Little expensive, but yeah, they'll pretty much vibrate to the base of the sound or whatever whenever you're gaming or something like that. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I wonder where those go. A little expensive, but I mean, hey, the technology is there, and they can probably make it cheaper over time. So the next thing I want to talk about, Samsung, no, not Samsung, Dell. So Dell released something called the Odyssey, and the reason I'm looking this up is because, you know, it looks ridiculous. First off, the new Dell Odyssey, whatever, laptop, CES. It's interesting, to say the least. It's not a bad looking device. I mean, correction, it's a disgusting looking device, as you can see here. Oh, is it Samsung? It's Samsung. I don't remember. It was Dell or Samsung, but because it's Samsung. They released this thing. It's called the Odyssey. So pretty much their whole thing is that it's a middle hinge. So instead of usually you have a corner hinge here to open up the display, this has a middle hinge, and it has this kind of stuff. It doesn't look too good in my opinion, but I can't hear anything. Okay. That was very loud, and you probably can't hear anything. You're good? We're good. Okay. Anyways, that was awful. But that's happening. Samsung released a bunch of stuff. One last thing I want to mention before we hopefully go on to the Anthem thing is Samsung releasing their new space monitor. So this is a quite interesting monitor. So it looks to be taking a shot at the Microsoft Surface Studio 2. So pretty much this is a massive drawing tablet here. It's like $4 grand. It's not like the same thing, but it's the same kind of concept. It's a drawing tablet here, as you can see, and it's a big, thick, like slab, right? And it has the computer at the bottom base here with the pen, and it has this sort of design, swivel design. So pretty much you can have it here, and this bar at the bottom will, like, you can bring it down, and it'll swivel down and up, and it will be able to go from like fully flat to up type of thing, be against the wall, and then easily drawing stuff. Similar thing with the Samsung Space Monitor, except it's just a monitor instead of the actual like computer part of it. So it's like a lot cheaper. It's like $500, not like 100% cheap, just cheaper than usual, I guess. And so, what do you mean the site can't be reached? Very interesting, I think. So it's pretty much, as you can see here, it'll mount to your wall, kind of. So you can't put this in a corner or whatever. You cannot put this in a corner or anything like that, but it has to be mounted to a wall like this, and there's pretty much a latch right here that you'll click on, and then you'll be able to slide the monitor down and up, and it looks pretty thick because of that. But yeah, I'm not sure really who this is for, this whole like space monitor thing. It is quite expensive, as you can see from this little like animation or whatever. I mean, maybe again for the drawing people that want to do that kind of stuff, but I definitely don't think this is going to be a product that many people actually want. Main thing to CES is more of a demonstration of if they can do it versus how well it actually like works in the long run, or how like good of an investment it overall ends up being. So yeah, that's for the CES content, what happened there. Some of my expectations, 5G. I'm pretty sure 5G did get a couple looks from a couple different companies, but I don't think it was as big as I thought it would be. Overall, I think it was pretty good, but 5G connection was more of talked about in terms of what it can eventually become and how it can be put into certain markets, because currently 5G in order, so yeah, let's back up a little bit. So 5G is pretty much a connection that you have to your phones. Live stream health is debatable. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty much a connection that you have to your phones that is transfer speed for data rates. So for instance, if you have 4G, which most people have 4G or LTE, it transfers a certain amount of data to a cellular tower that then transmits to whatever you're going to, like a website, and that's how you get your information. With 5G, it's supposed to, instead of going to the satellite, instead of going to the cellular towers, it goes to satellites instead that then bounce back, and it's supposed to be like 10 times, 100 times quicker and more efficient than current 4G speeds in terms of just getting massive amounts of data over to people and over to things quicker. So this can be useful if you have like a server bank somewhere and you need to transfer a bunch of data, like terabytes of data, and you can't do it with the current stuff. This will work. It also create things like smart cities, because it's supposed to be very expandable. It's supposed to be easily added to and not needing to be refreshed all that often. So you can just make networks of smart cities and stuff that have a bunch of data transfer for whatever you need. And I think that works pretty well. I mean, we haven't seen it yet, but I hope it works pretty well. The issue is that it's only in certain like spots, so you have to have like a certain spot that you can access those satellites, and those satellites are really expensive. So any 5G phones that have 5G enablement are going to be really expensive for a little bit anyway while that happens. Drop frames, that's not good, but hey, at least hopefully it doesn't mess too much up. So that's pretty much it for the CES stuff currently. I was not 100% right about 5G. Other things we talked about, entertainment and stuff. Razer released some stuff. Oh, one more thing I want to talk about because I thought it was pretty cool. This is the Lovebot, I think it was called. No, not Lovebot. Lovebot CES, and pretty much this was a Lovebot CES. There's some type of thing that it was like a weird penguin robot contraption. Yeah, penguin robot contraption that was like just trying to find it. It was pretty much like a $3,000 companion bot thing from Robot Toy Cuddle. Yeah, let's see if I found it. Okay. Yep. This thing there. So these are weird penguin looking things, and pretty much they're supposed to talk to you and give you company and like interact and stuff. It's an interesting concept. We've had things, as you can see, like this dog, the weird like Alberto, I don't know what it's called, but the weird like dog thing Sony made for some reason, and it's a bunch of sensors. You can tap it and then plug its tail or whatever, and it will react. The problem with this is that it's really expensive, and everything like this has been really expensive. This dog thing was like $4,000 or something, and this thing's like $3,000. In terms of companionship and like the weird, we want a robot. Interesting concept. I don't think it's going to go anywhere because, you know, they have a massive sensor thing on their head. I mean, it's useful for not running into things, but also it increases the price by like tenfold. And so you end up getting robots like this that no one's going to buy because they have to get charged and they cost like $4,000. So not the best, I would say, in terms of overall accessibility. And like for who this is for, I don't think it's actually going to be useful. Like, who's actually going to say, yes, I want one of these things and enjoy it? And it'd be like, wow, this is the best thing I've ever spent my $4,000 that I worked so hard making. So with that being said, I think we're going to not necessarily end the stream thing. I want to do the Anthem like demo or whatever reel. I'll probably also post on Master Games. But as you can see currently, let me show you here, Anthem demo, 50 minutes left, which is actually great. It's doing a lot better than it was, but if I click on this, this is a demo, which means it's not the full game. It's like specific missions and stuff for Anthem, and it's 43 gigabytes, and it's going at 8.10 megabytes a second, and there's 1,000 megabytes in a gigabyte. So, you know, do the math or whatever. It's just going to take 53 minutes, and that's longer than I'm probably going to be recording for until we actually go to the game, because I don't really have much else to do unless you just want to see me like edit videos, which I definitely don't think you want to see me do. That's going to take a while. I didn't expect the demo to be like 45 gigabytes long, and so it's doing pretty good. It's like half done, and I'll probably post some like content gameplay on my second channel, Master Games. You should definitely follow that if you are new and want to check out gaming content or whatever. Speaking of that, not really a transition or a plug or anything, but my YouTube channel stuff, or what's going on with the channel. So I guess we might as well talk about that. So my channel right now is 50 subs, so we actually hit the 50 sub mark, so that's pretty cool. Face reveal, I guess, at some time, so if you're watching this, that's a good thing. Second channel and friends, you can click on this, and it'll say Master Games. Currently, we're not really doing anything with this yet. Master Games, we have the little, like, ball icon or whatever. Yeah, so here's all my music stuff, so if you go to, like, playlists or whatever, you can find the Master Music Archive, which has 15 videos about, like, music stuff that I used to do, but it's transferring to Master Games now. First content should be up there today, hopefully up there today if I can get everything that I need, hoping to get out today. Anthem should be the first thing. So pretty much the Master Games thing, if you're wondering, is my gaming channel, but like not really 100% a gaming channel. It's going to be an archive-ish gaming channel. That pretty much means I'm not going to stick to a schedule or a daily upload of any sort. I'm just going to be doing what I feel like I want to do. It's not going to have like a strict schedule upload or a daily upload. When you subscribe to it, it's not going to be like, oh, I'm going to have a video. It's like, oh, if I want to record something, then I'm going to record it if I think it's funny or interesting, like Destiny 2, reactions to certain games, just fun stuff that I find interesting. And so if you see like a random video on like Jurassic World Evolution, for instance, or The Crew 2, like mid-game or whatever, that's just interesting things I thought that you should know, or just fun gameplay moments like the Fortnite stuff that I did. And so that's what this channel is going to be mainly focused on with that. And because of the stuff I mentioned before, with the massive amount of just like stuff I've had to do over the past 3 weeks with midterms, projects, and stuff, I haven't really been focusing on Master McEbs all that much. I mean, I've been doing this podcast, and then we had the Blue Yeti microphone review I was able to get out, but that was like over a week ago. And so then there's the last Master Games. But it was like over a week ago that ended up happening, and I was trying to get like mainly just everything out before that window closed. I wanted a video out so people could see it, and this video as well. Mainly what's going to be happening... Oh, dang it, I messed it up. No, I'm just looking at the thumbnails. Like, this is all the gray stuff that I've had, and I kept it that current, and then I just messed up with this one. That's the same as this one. And then, yeah, so whatever. But yeah, there should be... I'm working on my Beats review, so the next video that's going to come out is going to be a Beats headphone review. You know, the company owned by Apple that makes the weird, like, overpriced headphones. Yeah, this company. I bought the Solo 3s. Funny enough, they're only like $150 on Best Buy. Yeah, so, and they're $350 on Amazon. Correction, those are the studios, wrong ones. But yeah, so we're going to be looking at these. These are going to be pretty interesting. So that's the video that's coming out soon. We're having a little, not really trouble, but we're investigating some different type of editing software. So I'm using a different editing software as well as, so I usually use Resolve. I'm using Final Cut Pro now for Mac. So using new editing software as well as motion graphics or whatever that like, or motion graphics software that can't really do everything that the Resolve has been doing in terms of like the styling and the like the motion of certain animations and stuff. So I've been having to like go back and forth between Resolve and Final Cut Pro in order to actually accomplish what I'm trying to do for the video, and trying to add unique elements and stuff to make it like more interesting than my videos have currently been. And so with that, I'm trying to just make it as, you know, interesting as possible for people to watch it. And because of that, it's taking a little bit longer working out the quirks and stuff with the new editing software. Not really editing software. The editing software is fine. It's mainly the motion and stuff that I'm working out. So yeah, that video should be, I should have more time to work on it like Sunday or whatever when I have more time left. But yeah, so that content, I can give you a sneak preview of like what I have been working on, or what I'm trying to work on at least. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, no, I've been trying to work on the Beats review for a while now. It's gonna load. Yeah, here we go. Okay, you should be loading. It's been interesting so far. I mean, the thing I've been trying to do is different backgrounds and stuff. Loading different backgrounds in, making new gradients, the more interest, I guess, than just standard plain backgrounds. And so I feel like that's going pretty well. So we'll wait for this to, load for a moment there and maybe play some stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much else to do currently, so I'll end this after I show you the Beats review preview. So if you want to skip to the end or whatever, you can see the preview of this video, and then like what's coming up on the channel. This might not load because I might have deleted stuff, but yeah, hopefully it loads. After that, we're gonna be probably stopping this, and then I'm gonna come back and record some more gameplay, probably on the second channel. So if you don't see any more content on this channel, I'm working on the Beats review, and then we have the Anthem demo that's currently 40 minutes before it's actually going to be finished. So we'll let that continue to download. And yeah, so okay, so this is the sound quality. So different stuff, animation tester, sound quality part. So this is part of the review. I don't think it's done yet. Is it done yet? Okay, so this isn't done yet, but this part right here is. So pretty much what I've been doing is getting certain animation things. So the ease in, ease out values, which are very much how it goes in, how it goes out. As you can see, I deleted a bunch of these, so they're probably not going to show up. But I have the original video work done right here. Once I just pull it up. Okay, so Beats review and interesting. I don't have it, so I can actually I actually do want to show you this. So I'm gonna transfer it over from my Mac real quick, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back here. It should be actually loaded right about now onto the cloud. So Beats review, and it's not here. Interesting. So it should update at some point. Not sure when. But yeah, I should be updating with that shortly. So we'll just look at that if you want. So is it loaded? No, it's not. Okay. What we are gonna do is anyone watching? Does anyone actually care about what's happening now? One person. There we go. One person cares about what's happening. That's good. So yeah, I will show you that in a moment once it's loaded. I don't know why it's not loading, but it should load any moment now. So you'll be right back. So it should, you know, be working, continuously functioning. Oh crap, what did I just do? Oh, no, we're not doing that. Okay. That would be bad. That would be very bad. Wow, that was almost a very big problem. Okay. Oh, well, Anthem's downloading, that's good. Is it gonna work? Do we have the file? Yes, okay, so here's it currently. So this is the rendered out version. This is the thing that I'm moving into Final Cut Pro and then gonna edit from there, so we'll see that in a moment.
Starting with the build quality.
Yeah. So here, I guess I'll just full screen this. Actually, wait, that's a bad idea. Let's not do that. There, we'll do this so the thing can actually record it.
Now,
yeah.
compared to the Solo 2s and Solo 1s of the Dark Ages, the Solo 3s are definitely better. But when you compare them to other headphones in their price range, the Beats fall flat. Well, the ear cups on your headphone are pretty good. The headband has an odd plastic to them. Top is plastic with the sides having a small nugget of metal where the engraving of wireless and Solo 3 is. The other part of the ear cups are plastic with the Beats B etched with metal as well. The interesting suction cup style swivel for the ear cups are made of what looks like a rubber silicone mix with little dots in there to help airflow. That's all fine materials, except when you look at the competitors like the Bose QC35 Series 2, also priced at around $300, which are renowned for making excellent quality in terms of build, with the majority of it having metal and a sturdy design, as well as sound, instead of the 9% plastic Beats that Beats uses in terms of materials. That being said, the only thing that really feels cheap is the headband, and while the design of the Beats I personally like, and can see why people dislike it.
So right there was a preview of the Beats thing that I'm currently working on. It's like 65% done. This is like a 6 of the actual video. The video is like 6.5 minutes long. So I look forward to that in the near future as well. So that'll be pretty fun. But yeah, so that's currently all I wanted to say right now as we wait for, you know, this thing to download, which currently it seems like it's downloading pretty quickly actually. But yeah, so once that downloads, I'll come back with you with more content. So enjoy your Fridays, everyone, and goodbye.